All righty.
Okay.
And then we'll stick with you, Grant. Who do you have for your college football Week 9 game of the week?
Ethan, I think I'm going to maybe throw you a little bone here. There's
Okay.
one game I'm going to pick, but I'm not going to pick them because you've been on them to start the year. There's another game I'm going to pick because I've been on this team since last year. I'm going Oregon, Utah.
Right, that was on the list.
I figured it was, but there's another game on the list that I'm going to let you have. I think. I
I
hope
know
I'm
what
right.
you're talking about, and I'm probably going to pick it.
Again, I'm going Oregon, Utah. Two teams who are still in the Pac-12 title race. Oregon, I still think, is in the college football playoff conversation. Oregon, they got to go on the road again. Utah coming off a good win last week on the road at USC. Looks like they're not going to have Cam Rising this year, but in the words of Kyle Whittingham, we got a pig farmer as our quarterback, and we love him. It's always tough to play in Salt Lake City when you're in the mountains there. And Utah, they've already played UCLA this year. They played Oregon State.
They played a gauntlet.
They played Baylor. They've played Florida. They still got to play Washington, and they just beat USC. I mean, Utah's got a tough schedule, and if they can win this game, I think they got an inside track at going back to the Pac-12 title game for the third year in a row. And can Dan Lanning get over these ghosts of going for it on 4th and down and causing his team to lose games? So we'll find out Saturday at 2:30. But I'm going Oregon, Utah.
Did you see the play last week? It was a screen to Bucky Irving, and was it Washington State? One of their defenders had no idea what was going on. Like literally, looking around like he was concussed. Just absolutely.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it,
oh my God,
this dude got hit so hard he didn't even know what was going on. It was probably the coolest and worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
And also on that note, I was going to say Oregon. They just came off beating a good Washington State team by two possessions.
Yeah.
After you probably let that Washington game slip. So I'm excited for this one. This is the game I'm going to watch Saturday afternoon. So Oregon, Utah.
All right, let's see if Grant guessed it right. I'm going Oklahoma, Kansas. I don't know if
Let's go, baby.
That was the one.
Let's go.
Oklahoma coming off a game where they looked very vulnerable versus a not great UCF team. Had to survive a late 2-point conversion, try to seal the win, but Kansas coming off the big loss at Oklahoma State, lost by 7, played them tough. I still don't know when their quarterback is going to come. Their starter's back. I have no idea. I mean, I'm pretty sure their backup, if I remember right, threw for, God, what was it? It was an absolutely stupid number. 436 maybe, I think it said last week. I got to verify that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it said. So when your backup's throwing for that much, that's decent. I guess it was 2 weeks ago because they had an off week this week. So let's see here. I think it was 436. 410. 410 versus Oklahoma
That's still
State.
pretty damn good.
This is going to be a shootout. I think that quarterback just had to get his feet wet a little bit versus Texas, the backup, and now he's hopefully going to come back, turn around, and knock off Oklahoma at home.
Well, so guys, did you see Kansas is number 1 in the country this year in yards per play?
They're stupid.
They're averaging, I think it's 7.6 yards a play.
They might have averaged more per catch than the Colts. No, never mind. They were at 17.8. So they were 23 catches for, 23 completions for 410.
Only 17.
Yeah.
Need to bump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Well, and they haven't even missed a beat without McDaniels at quarterback either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But my college game of the week, I had both of those down. And I'm going to go down to the SEC. We're going to Jacksonville, where they have the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Florida versus Georgia. Now, Florida, I don't know if Billy Napier is the answer, but outside of the Utah game, they have looked they've played really well this year. Graham Mertz has been playing he looks incredible. And we're going to see what Georgia looks like, what Carson Beck looks like without Brock Bowers. A lot of B's.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And Georgia looks really good, has looked really good at home this year, but when they get out out on the road, outside of their own environment where things get a little bit uncomfortable, they have shown some signs of weakness. They struggled at Auburn. They struggled at whoever they played the week before. But this is a game that it's going to be wild. It's crazy. It is a huge drunk fest. You're going to see some great videos come out of this after the game or even before. You never know how when Florida and Georgia meets, but I think
Dylan,
this game is going to be closer than what people are thinking. I think people are writing Florida off and not giving them a shot. I do think Florida keeps this a game at least into the fourth quarter.
Do they get to 14.5?
Florida? I believe right now, it is 14.5.
I guess I'm asking you, Dylan, hypothetically speaking, are you going to take Florida at the 14.5?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I think I do take Florida. Let's see here. This is one. Where is the? 14.5 right now is Georgia's favored. So yeah, I do think Florida covers the 14.5.